What's good, YouTube? Back with another video. Hey, man. Thank y'all for the support, bro. No bull. I could not have gotten this far. Like, every time I'd want to, every time I've been on this grind for like a week now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say like I've been going far, but every time I'd like want to stop bit, it's always like, I see the attention and like the y'all are fucking with this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to keep going. And I fuck with y'all for fucking with me. So like and subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Kick Wagmo, you know what I'm saying? Drop a follow if you want. Come join the chat. Let's get into it. The most painful deaths in human
Are
history.
some of the most brutal and painful deaths in human history. The
Most painful
first
deaths in
is
human
this
history.
wacky execution method from ancient Rome. If you committed a
Oh,
particularly heinous crime, they would take 2 trees and bend them down to your level. Then they'd tie those trees to your feet. Take a guess what they did next. That's right.
oh
They
my
would wait for you to
God!
apologize before releasing you. I'm joking. They would just let go and watch as you got brutally ripped in half.
Yo!
Beautiful stuff. Those guys really were the best
These
at what they
niggas
did.
are sick!
Yeah, that was pretty brutal, but you know what? At least it was quick. That's more than I can say for this next style of execution, known as Ling Chi, or
Ling
Death by a
Chi?
Thousand Cuts.
Death by a thousand.
Just based on the
Ooh.
name, I would bet you can picture what this torture was like. Ling Chi originated in Imperial China, and was the chosen method of execution for people who committed treason.
I'm not gonna lie, man. These Chinese motherfuckers, I will say one thing. They came up with some fucked up ways to kill people, bro. One thing about that area, bro. Asia, tripping over there, tripping.
The victim would be tied up in some way, whether to a tree or a block of wood. And then it starts, with a single tiny cut,
Oh
and then
my
another,
God.
and another. This would go on and on. I read that the longest time anyone ever underwent this torture was 3 days. Guess how many cuts they received in those 3 days? Yeah, go ahead, pick a number. Okay, I'll give you a hint. It's above 7. You guessed? Well, if you said 1,000 cuts
It's
in
way
3
above
days,
that, bro.
then you'd be wrong, because the answer
It's
is
way above that.
3,300. 3,300 cuts in 3 days.
Bro, I get a paper cut and I can't handle it, bro. This nigga's over here getting the goddamn death by a thousand cuts. Oh, hell nah.
That's
Hell no.
47 cuts an hour. That's 3/4 of a cut per minute. So basically imagine getting a paper cut every 60 seconds for 3 days until you die.
I
My
would be
analysis
damned.
as the completely
I would be
untrained and
damned.
unprofessional doctor is that that would hurt. But luckily, there's good news. Don't worry, you can trust me, because it's definitely 100% good news and not horrifying in any way. So
Okay.
your family can actually pay money to your torturer to have you stabbed through the heart. In a loving way. Yippee, I told you it's good news. Alright, let me introduce you to our next victim. A kind little
Oh
fella
my God, did
known
I
as
just fucking
Taj
upload another
Muhammad
clip?
Musuli.
Okay, I thought I did, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That shit's fucked up, bro. Your family has to pay for you to get killed quicker. I don't even know how to feel about
I
that. Like
definitely
that
pronounced
point,
his name
shit, just
wrong, but you
fucking
know
yeah,
what?
kill me,
That's
shit.
okay. Because the man's a serial killer. That's right. Mr. Mapui over here killed at minimum 36 different women. Well damn, I'm glad they caught him. So since he did so much damage, it's straight to the executioner, right? You
Nope.
gotta get him off the streets as quickly as possible. Well, that's what you would think, and that was actually the original plan. He was supposed to be crucified on May 2nd,
Crucified.
1906, and that would
Crucified
be the end of
in this day and age. God, bro, don't even give this nigga the right to die like
that.
Jesus did.
But the people, they had a different plan in mind. They figured that Mr. Munchie deserved more than a relatively medium length.
Gotta cut this nigga dick off.
And the justice system agreed. So every day for the next 4 weeks, he would be brought to the market square and lashed 10 times with a rod made from thorny acacia. Wow, that is brutal indeed. But wait, you thought it was done there? Nah, the people yearned for more agony. So it was decided that Mr. Matushi would be walled alive inside the marketplace.
Oh
Yeah, they had some
my
dudes hollow out this giant
God.
wall about 6 feet high and 2 feet wide. Then they dragged him to a cell. Or rather, his tomb.
Oh
Dun
my
dun
God.
dun.
You're gonna have to
Also,
kill me. I'm literally gonna fight back until you kill me.
records, as the dude was being dragged across the marketplace, the townspeople threw organ meat at him. Like meat made of animal organs.
Organ
Lovely
meat?
stuff. For the next 2 days, every time people heard his scream from inside the bazaar, they would cheer. Until day 3, when the scream stopped. So now you can tell your friends
What
all about
the
the time
fuck?
a shoemaker got walled alive.
Dude, these
and murdered
motherfuckers
by
used to just
36
be
women.
ruthless,
Well,
bro.
that was pretty damn freaky. But I would argue that it's definitely not as freaky as it gets, because it's just gonna get worse and worse. Case in point, the next execution.
I gotta see whoever gets their goddamn dick cut off. Like that's gonna be one of the first ones that really just like hurts the soul for real.
Which I have labeled in my notes as whatever you call this. Because, well, you're just gonna have to watch and see. Meet Robert Francois Damien.
Don't get too attached. Oh god, I'm already attached.
1757. And who am I kidding? You don't care about that. Here's the interesting bit. On March 28th, 1757, he tried to kill the current king of France,
Okay.
Louis XV. He
Dumb.
sprinted. Sprunt? Sprant. He sprint through the king's bodyguards, lunged, and stabbed the king of France with a penknife.
A penknife?
Unfortunately for Francois,
You
the king was
dumbass.
doing the most French king thing possible and wearing giant puffy clothes.
You dumbass. You gotta bring a sword.
Because the penknife only stabbed a single centimeter into the man's skin. Never.
I hate dumbass niggas, bro. Oh my god.
Yes, Louis was fully convinced he was gonna die, and actually called for a confessor to apologize to his wife about all his different affairs. Love that. Well, they obviously apprehended the man, and
Imagine being
for the
so,
fun
like,
reasons, the first thing they did
up in a
was
world
get
that you
him a
think
new
that
pair of
little shit's gonna
boots.
kill you.
Not this kind of boot. I mean the boot that can crush the bones in your legs. Then he was tortured with red-hot pincers. Then hot wax was poured into the wounds. They're not done there though, not even close. After messing around a bit, the executioner tied his arms and legs to 4 separate horses.
Yo!
Maybe you can see where we're going with this. He then sent the horses off in different
No!
directions, ripping tendons and dislocating his limbs. But
Oh
an
my
issue.
god.
Though he was already mangled, the horses weren't able to rip him apart. So
Oh!
the executioner made large cuts on each of his joints, to ease the process, if you will. That time, it was...
Oh!
Wow, cool.
Goddamn sick fucks. Oh!
So that was mildly horrifying. Now let's take a trip to France to see what the punishment was for being a dark wizard who also happened to be a serial killer. Yep, that's right.
Dark wizard
Meet
who happens
Peter
to be a
Mears,
serial killer.
half serial killer, half black magician in league with the devil. There were a few.
How did he even
interesting
become a
stories about
dark
the man,
wizard?
like the theory, dare I say the fact, that he had the power to turn invisible. Also, he ate baby hearts.
Oh my god.
Now, let's get to his torture. Basically, Peter went to a
Just
bathhouse.
randomly threw in the fact this nigga ate baby
But
hearts?
inside the bathhouse, he got recognized by some random dude. It was said, by Wikipedia, that a mumbling and whispering spread among the bathhouse guests, until 2 dudes eventually slipped out the bathhouse door and went to the place where he was staying. The innkeeper there let them look through the man's bags, and what they found inside was interesting to say the least.
Oh my
Quiz
god.
time. Which one of these 4 items were found inside
Oh
his
my
bag?
god.
1. Some food.
No.
2. A book.
I hope.
3. Human hearts and hands. Or 4. A Dell laptop. Well, if you said either 1 or 3, then you're correct, because the bag was full of human hearts and hands. Baby hearts and hands.
Oh my. Where
I
do you
just felt the
fucking
need to
sick
clarify that.
fuck?
So
Oh
yeah,
my
they came
god.
back and stormed the bathhouse, taken PD prisoner. Clearly he wasn't properly fueled on baby hearts and hands, so he was apprehended almost immediately.
Bro, couldn't go to this
the
bullshit.
fun began. So you're clearly wondering, how do you torture a dark wizard? Well, let's learn from these guys, because step 1 is apparently to take giant chunks out of them and to fill those holes with wax.
Oh my
Hot wax.
god.
Step 2 is to drench his feet with hot oil and to hold them above a fire. Ideally, this roasts him alive, but doesn't kill him. Why don't we want to kill him? Because he must live to experience the next step. Enter the breaking wheel.
Oh.
If you haven't heard of this thing before, get ready for some crazy stuff. What they did is carefully place the wheel
Oh
on
my
your
god.
chest so as not to injure you. Then they would slowly roll it back and forth. Nah, I'm kidding. They smashed it onto him.
Oh!
42 times, actually.
Oh!
42? Why not 43? 44 even? Because
Bro.
now it was time.
There's
for the
more?
execution. At this point, there was no messing around. They just straight up cut him into quarters.
Oh my god.
Jesus, that was a bit of a nightmare to read about. I don't think
Jesus
I was
Christ,
expecting
bro.
that.
These
Well,
motherfuckers
actually,
are
let me introduce
ruthless.
you to Yorgi Doza, who suffered a fate that could be described as
Motherfuckers just
pretty bad.
ruthless.
So, this was a dude who tried to lead a rebellion of some sort that ultimately failed. But don't worry, it wasn't all for nothing. At least he got executed in a horrifying and gruesome way for us to enjoy.
For us to enjoy.
Since he was the leader of this rebellion, His executioners saw fit for him to wear an iron crown and sit on an iron throne.
They just be coming
Once he was
up with
seated,
shit.
they slowly heated the throne. And I mean slowly. It's like when you turn on the car seat heater and it just keeps getting hotter. Except
Oh
this
my
time,
God.
it didn't stop. They did the same for his crown and for a heated scepter they shoved into his hand. He sat there and slowly roasted on the holy oven. Then they let him cook for an hour. But if that was the end of it, he wouldn't have made it into this video. Next, the executioners brought in 9 starved rebels that had been in Dosa's army.
No!
Under threat of execution, those 9 rebels were forced to rip chunks out of Dosa with their teeth. This is probably the most poetic yet horrifying death I've seen so far.
Fucking God.
Damn, that sucks, bro. Anyway, you know
The
what time
people
it
you
is.
were leading ate
That's
you alive.
right. Time to get even more horrifying. Welcome to the story of Balthazar Gerard. This dude was actually a trained assassin who committed the greatest.
I just want y'all to
crime
read
known to
this.
man. That's right. He messed.
Y'all
with
ain't gonna read it. He said, I need y'all to get big
Which
porn
in
watching
particular?
Doge.
Prince William
Corn.
the Silent.
I said corn.
And by mess with, I mean he shot him in the chest with
Oh,
2
shit.
flintlock pistols. This
W?
may come as a shock, but William the Silent did indeed not survive the attack. I won't go too in-depth into the situation, but I just want you to know that this assassination could have been a video all on its own. The man shot a dude, ran away from his dozens of bodyguards, and almost got away with it.
Ooh.
He was running to a moat that he was about to jump into,
It almost
and
reached
was
the
planning
ramparts.
on floating away.
Don't tell me
on
he
a
tripped.
pig's bladder. But then he slipped.
Oh,
And
dumb
piled
ass
up, and he
motherfucker,
got
bro.
caught. And let me tell you that getting caught was not the optimal thing to do in this situation. The prince's guard was exceptionally creative with their punishments. Here's the list. First, he was hung from a pole and whipped. Ouch, right? Oh boy, does it
They
get
got it.
worse.
We know it gets worse.
Next, they smeared him with honey, and a goat was sent to lick him. This doesn't sound very horrifying.
Does a
unless
goat
you're
have a
familiar
cat's
with
tongue?
it. Goats can do a hell of a lot of damage to a person. I'm talking ripping their flesh off to the bone. Luckily for Balthazar, the goat for some reason decided not to lick him that particular day.
Yeah,
At
but
that
he's
point,
been
the
fucking
torturers
whipped.
Kind of tired, so they let Balthazar go to sleep. But first, they of course hogtied him to make it as painful as possible.
Oh
Because
my
they're quirky.
God.
Next day, when
W
he
hog
awoke,
tie.
Things amped right back up. First, they tied 2 300-pound weights to each of his big toes, which I don't even understand how that works. Like, surely your big toes would just pop right off, unless this dude had some absolutely jacked toes.
Are they dead ass about
But
the big
if
toes?
he didn't, geez, that would hurt. Well, at this point, the man's life is coming to a close. But of course, the torturers felt the need to squeeze as much agony out of the dude as possible. So for the last few steps, he was fitted with tiny crushing boots made of dog skin. Then he was put over a fire. The boots then contracted and essentially crushed all of the bones in his feet.
Oh
so
my
he ended up
God.
with 2 stumps. He didn't last much longer after that. After 4 days of torture, he was decapitated.
Oh my God, these motherfuckers
Jesus.
is ruthless,
Now
bro.
click this video about the most dangerous jobs in human history.
I've already watched
Yeah.
that, bro, and y'all go watch it too. Hey, I fuck with your vids. Let me go ahead and give you a little. Wait, didn't I already follow you, Kelvin? I feel like What the hell? Oh no. I fuck with you though, buddy. Hey, I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Like and subscribe. Love you too. Mwah.